Tell me when. Okay. That was bad. Tell me, countdown. I can't stop laughing. Don't look at me. I feel like, wait, let me just act like I don't care. I can't stop laughing. We're doing it again? I definitely walked in already. I'm Victoria Giussini. I'm the fit model. Phil basically makes the clothes on my body and then he bases the sizing off of the extra small, which is made on me. I'm the website model and I've been doing it since 2019.
So you mentioned that Phil will literally create pieces on you. Just take us through what that looks like.
So he will have his tailor over, Durant, and we actually made this piece on me. Basically, Durant will be over, they'll do the measurements, and they'll just create the piece from their minds, and it's so amazing to witness because I'm like, how do you even do this?
Do you think Human Aliens has a specific customer or audience, or is it made for everyone?
I definitely think it has a specific customer audience, like females that want, to look their best, and it's more fitted. So people who like tight clothing, and just like to show off their body.
So how do you feel when you wear the clothing?
I feel amazing. I wear the one romper like every time I go out with a different top on, I'll put something over it or I'll put a sweater over it. You could dress it up or dress it down. And that's another thing I love about Human Aliens. You could dress it up or dress it down. You could wear it with heels, you could wear it with sneakers. And every time I go out, I'm getting compliments when I wear Human Aliens, and I've been getting more compliments in general just with what I wear since I started modeling.
Can you take us back to the first time you met Phil and how you were introduced to the brand?
Well, Phil has his own story, his own version of this story. We met out one night at a nightclub and he approached me and he told me that I gave him a fake name. I said my name was Veronica. And then he messaged me on Instagram and he asked me to come model. And I was so scared because his text messages were green and I have an iPhone. So I was like, this can't be real. I brought my friend with me and he had me modeling that night for about 2 hours and my friend waited in the car outside. He had me in this very revealing piece and it was the first time I was there. It was the first time I was really ever modeling and I was so overwhelmed and nervous. But he made me feel super comfortable and it was great.
Can you just touch on a little bit on how your relationship with Phil has evolved since that night you met him in the club and he's asked you to come take photos for him until what we're doing now?
Well, I never thought me and Phil would be as close as we are, that's for sure. I just thought like I was going over one night, I was gonna just shoot a few pieces of clothing and then we are now super close, so comfortable together. Like I used to kind of feel weird getting nude and now I really have no shame.
And he takes these photos and they're posted on social media. How do you feel like having your body out exposed like that?
So the first time he ever posted me on social media, it was my butt, just my bare butt in a thong, and I was so upset about it. I reached out to my sisters, I'm like, should I have him delete this? I have never been on social media like that before. It was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about this. I was very uncomfortable. Moving forward, I actually told him, like, we're not shooting my bare butt anymore. Like, it has to be, kind of more covered up clothing as best we can with this brand, because I do work with children. So I was like, I don't know if we can do this moving forward. And now I'm okay with it 4 years later or 5 years.
But it took some time.
It took some time for sure. I definitely was like really uncomfortable with it at first.
Okay. But now it's kind of like empowering.
I know, and now I'm like, I should show off my body more.
We're gonna play a game. My lovely assistant here is going to pass you a card and then we'll talk about what you see.
Okay. It's the picture that I was talking about. So this was, I think, the first fitting Phil and I did. This was the picture I was talking about. It was my bare butt facing the camera. And my mom actually found that picture like a few weeks later and she was like, that is disgraceful. And I was like, Mom, this isn't the worst thing I could be doing. Like, I'm just modeling. And now she like totally supports me in modeling. And clearly I was feeling myself because I am taking pictures of myself in the mirror. Yes. But this was the first fitting. And I love that bodysuit and I still have it. All right. So this is a bottom we made on me. I think it was just the rope. And then he got a piece of cloth and he like super glued it on top of me on my body. So that was scary. That was one of my favorite bottoms too.
How long were you standing there for that one?
That was like 3 hours. He threw me right into it. Badge with super glue. It was great. You remember this?
I remember this one.
Oh, oh, this was my favorite too. This was another runway shoot, and Phil had like a scarf looks with glasses. I think I did 2 looks during this shoot. I did pants and a crop top as well, but this was one of my favorite shoots too. And this was the swim shoot. This was so challenging because Phil had me wear this surfboard, and it was so hard to walk with the surfboard on my back. Like it was heavy, it was hitting against the back of my legs, but the pictures came out fire. And Rue took all those pictures, he taught me a lot during that shoot. He was like partially the reason that my pictures look so good. This was one random night. Phil was like, come over, let's shoot. And he had me put on this mask with sunglasses because I had no makeup on. And I was like, okay. And then the pictures came so fire. It was just kind of an incognito black Batgirl look. I like how sometimes I could be so covered up and still look good, but I am more covered up for the most part in my personal life. I wear sweaters and like long dresses. So I like to come here and be like kind of revealing. I definitely have an alter ego. My brother's girlfriend calls me Hannah Montana. All day I work with kids with special needs, and then I come to Phil's and I'm half nude after a work day. So I'm like, okay. But I like doing both. This was my birthday shoot where Phil was my prop, and he told me he wasn't coming down for my birthday shoot. He said, no, you'll be fine. I was like, I need help posing, like I need your help. And he literally directed my entire birthday shoot. Sheed was the photographer, give him a shout out. And I basically wore all white and all black, and I'm a Gemini, so it was like my 2 sides, my dark side and my light side, and then Phil's leg ended up being my leg when the picture was finished. So it was great.
Personal favorite?
Oh, look at you. I think I saw a peek. Was it pink?
Ooh.
Oh, I'm so good. This is one of my personal favorites too, and I forgot about it. I was not expecting, I think this was my first professional shoot with Phil, with my makeup, my hair, and he called me over and he was like, hey, can we shoot this dress? And it came so cute, I felt like a Barbie doll. This dress was so interesting. Phil had to lace it up on me. This is also a personal favorite dress that I forgot about as well. I think I stood there for like 45 minutes maybe while he laced it up. It was like, and then he missed this circle and he had to take it all out and go back. The way you hide is so. No, I'm deceased. Oh my God. Oh, I was telling Phil, I remember. I was telling Phil how I learned all these new poses when I went to model in Miami, I think. And he was like, let me see. And I was showing him this pose, and I don't think I learned anything because it looks horrible. But I didn't even know he took this.
So you mentioned that working with Phil and Human Aliens was your first modeling experience. How has your modeling career evolved since then?
So I've had some amazing opportunities because of Phil and him putting me out there and exposing me on his page. I went to California, I modeled for Kanye West. I also modeled for another brand out there called TLZ Femme. So I've had amazing opportunities, and I've grown so much just learning how to pose, how to work with photographers and videographers.
So Phil has taught you a lot about the fashion industry and basically how you should move in that.
Yes.
What are some other things you feel like you've learned from Phil in regards to fashion?
In regards to fashion, well, he definitely is amazing at styling. Sometimes if I'm going out on the weekends, I'll send him a picture and be like, do these shoes look right with this outfit? And he's like, no, please take them off. So he's also taught me how to be more comfortable with myself, and he's given me like confidence in the modeling world and how to pose, things like that.
What is something you would tell yourself when you just started out in this industry that you know now?
I would tell myself not to care so much what people think. I think that was the main thing I cared so much about when I first started modeling, is like worrying so much about what you looked like or people judging you if you're too exposed. And I think I learned to not care so much what people think and really just like expand on the way I look and feel, and it makes me feel more confident.
What would you say to any upcoming girls that are looking or interested to work with the brand? You know, how should they get over that nervousness, that anxiousness of
I feel
modeling?
like that's a good question. I feel like just practice and like build your confidence like on your own personal time. Exposure is the first step. And I know like Phil exposed me to a lot, but like I also had to work on myself to be more confident, to not care what people thought about me. I think like the first year of modeling, I was so worried about that, and I think I missed a lot of opportunities because of that. But I think just being confident in yourself and learning what that looks like and how to achieve it, in a sense.
That's a wrap.
Oh yeah, you're like amazing. I was admiring your beauty as I was talking to you, and you're glowing with the Alex. Was that good?